Hey, it's Patricia Murphy. It's Friday, Casual Friday, and this is Seattle Now. This week, we're waiting for the smoke to clear, and the fires to slow, and the pandemic, too. Seattle Times food writer Tan Vinh and Chase Burns of The Stranger are here to break it all down. But first, let's get you caught up. The post office has been ordered to stop making changes that will slow down the mail. A federal judge in Yakima yesterday granted a preliminary injunction to stop some of the changes to mail delivery made by the Trump administration. A legal challenge from Washington and 13 other states argued that the changes would lead to slowdowns in first-class mail delivery and possibly disenfranchise mail-in voters. Federal Judge Stanley Bastian, in his remarks, said that states have demonstrated that the defendants are involved in a politically motivated attack on the efficiency of the Postal Service. Air quality is expected to improve through the weekend as wildfires continue to burn. The Washington State Department of Natural Resources says the fire danger has decreased enough to reopen recreation areas east of the Cascades today, but the department warned that people need to be extremely diligent about fire safety. I'm looking at you, cigarette butt guy. And the Huskies and Cougars might have a football season after all. According to multiple reports, the Pac-12 Conference is aiming for October 31st as a start date. In August, the Pac-12 said it would consider resuming sports in 2021. But on Wednesday, the return of college football out west cleared a major hurdle when the governors of Oregon and California lifted restrictions that prevented teams from even practicing. Top officials of the 12 universities, including UW and WSU, would still have to approve the plan. There's only one way to sum up this week for me. If I wasn't super busy showing up for people and things, I'd be breaking down. And if I'm super honest, there were some tears. I thought I was crying, but it turned out it was the smoke irritating my contacts. Tan Vinh, Seattle Times food writer. 2020 is just messing with us on every level. This smoke this week is unreal.
Oh, gosh, I can barely breathe. I'm just like at home every day. It's killing me. I need to run.
Thank you for taking the time this week.
Thanks for having me, Trish.
And the Stranger's Chase Burns is here. Chase, this is your first week on our Casual Friday show. I'll need your smoke story immediately, please.
Thanks for inviting me. I have been stuck in my little smoky apartment. I don't have AC. I'm always bickering with my partner about whether we should open the windows or close the windows and what's more helpful. So that's where I'm at. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, totally. We keep hearing about this smoke and then we hear it's going to clear, but then no. It's been like this week of hope, disappointment. I feel like, Tan, I am no longer hoping. I'm just waiting at this point. I'm just tucking in.
I have a confession to make. You know what? When I heard about the poor air quality, I'm so bad. The first thing that came to my mind was, will the Seahawks still play this weekend? Because I want to see football, and that was my number one priority. People are dying. People can't breathe with asthma, but let Tan have his football game, the Patriots and the Seahawks game. That was my number one priority. I'm sad to say.
Well, I feel like we're all looking, though, for something, right, to just be hopeful about. I need the Seahawks to play this week. I need this thing to work out for me because everything feels so overwhelming. The West is on fire. As of Tuesday, I read that an area 15 times the area of Seattle had burned. Chase, how are you dealing with this besides arguing with your partner?
It's been stressful, but I do feel fortunate because I get to work from home, and I've gotten used to working from home. But, my partner, he works in a warehouse without AC, and he's there all day long, and then he comes home. So I feel like every single night I get a real dose of reality where he's just like, the air quality is great in here. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I shouldn't complain, but I'm still sitting here sweating and feeling like it's stressful. It's stressful in ways you can't really understand in the moment.
It is really weird because we've been trapped inside for so long anyway, like we have been inside, but now it's not safe to step outside, even to get that breath of air that everybody was, hoping for. And it feels more claustrophobic than it has in months.
Yeah, and you know how I feel sorry for, Trish, are these restaurants. I mean, they've been told, see, people don't want to dine in, so then they started buying patio furniture so people can dine out, getting permits. And now you can't dine out. They close all the beer gardens. So there's no option, right? Can't dine in because of COVID, can't dine out because of air pollution. They're just screwed. It's been a tough week for the restaurant industry.
Totally. The coffee shop up the street from me was closed. I saw a lot of places just decided to spare their employees and shut down. And of course, that doesn't help their bottom line. And we're timing out on the light at this point. You know, that outdoor dining option isn't going to feel as fun when it's dark and crummy.
I have seen people dining outside still, and people having, like, a block away from my house, I won't say where, I still see people like having brunch outside. And that's it's concerning, especially for the wait staff.
It's unbelievable. It's like you're outside, it's like smoking 9 cigarettes. That's what I read. I don't know how anybody can emotionally handle that. And I feel for the servers who are in that position.
Yeah, and what you're going to find out is even in October, December even, there will be outdoor dining. All the restaurants I've talked to, they've got tents, awnings, heat lamps, heaters. This is just going to go on. They're going to make this work one way or the other. It's going to be weird to see. It's December and Christmas, and people are just sitting out in the cold.
I know.
Eating dinner.
I've been in a house with a partner who has been obsessively checking the air quality. Are you doing that? Is it helpful to you? Because I keep asking my husband, like, what is this really doing for you? Because it's not going to get better. Like, it's not going to change.
No, it's not helpful. It is not helpful to always be checking. There's not really new news. Ever since Monday, I felt like we were really waiting for that Monday, and we were like, maybe it's going to clear up. And then it was like, you know what? Maybe by Sunday we'll start to have good air. But at this point, I think I should just sort of hunker down and be like, this is going to be our reality for a little bit.
That's it. I just did. I gave up. I stopped checking. It just became too heartbreaking. And I'm focusing now on the rain. I just cannot wait for the rain to show up. My son, too. He's like, when's it going to rain, Ma? Tan, I don't remember how you feel about the rain.
It's just weird, isn't it? I'm waking up. I woke up last week, and I'm just hoping that it rains. Or I just hear patter, patter. I was like, oh, my God, is that rain? We want it to rain, right? It's a funny... This year has just been weird, you know? I mean, I want rain in the summer, just so that the smoke will clear, and the smoke isn't clearing. So now what? Where's my football?
Scooters have arrived in Seattle. Kind of a weird time since we're living in smoke and stuck inside. $1 to unlock, 36 cents a minute. But I was thinking about it. This is an introductory rate. That could still add up pretty quickly. If that's a half an hour ride, that's more than a bus ride. It's more than a bus ride. Tan, would you take a scooter, you think?
Not save your life. Not to save my life, excuse me. For one thing, it's just the traffic here is just crazy. I would not bike around here. I think it's pretty dangerous. And now you're going to put scooters out there. And did you notice? I mean, bikes, you can bike on the sidewalk here in Seattle, but you won't be able to ride scooters on the sidewalk. So that's going to be interesting.
I also don't know if I would ride one, but I did used to do car sharing a lot because I don't have a car. And then car sharing sort of evaporated at the beginning of this year because some companies just sort of folded and moved out of the area. And so a scooter feels like it's in between a bike and a car. And so maybe if I wanted to get somewhere kind of fast, I'll try a scooter. But Seattle is just so late to this. It's funny because other cities are like over it already, and we're like finally getting into it as winter starts, sort of, and there's also smoke.
It's true. You got to bring your own helmet too. I used to bike commute, and it was great. I felt so energized when I got to work, but then I realized that was actually just the adrenaline rush of surviving the ride from North Seattle. It's dangerous out there, and
Trish,
Tan.
Sorry. Trish, do you know, they say that, for a scooter, you have to wear helmets, but that's like renting a bike here, right?
Yes.
No one wears a helmet when they rent a bike. They don't carry a helmet. So I think that's another dangerous aspect to this.
You need the helmet. I
didn't even know that these scooters can go up to 15 miles per hour. I didn't know that. I just read it in the Seattle Times.
Yeah, but they're going to keep them at a lower, like if it's your first time, you can't go higher than like 8 or 9 miles an hour. But yeah, 15 is max. And that's, I don't know, you're cruising at 15.
Yeah.
And it was Infrastructure Week in Seattle. Crumbling infrastructure week, that is. Everything is busted in this city. The West Seattle Bridge, Pier 58, collapsing. Did you see that video? Chase, that was bananas, wasn't it?
Yeah, did you notice how the Seattle Aquarium had just invited a giant Pacific octopus the week before that happened? And in all of their press material, they were like, we're going to release the Kraken. And then 5 days later, that happened. I'm not blaming the octopus, but it does put the aquarium in an awkward position when they've been yelling about releasing the Kraken. And then it really looked like something like a Kraken was released on that pier.
There's just something so morbid and just so curious about it, isn't it?
Oh,
just
it was
watch
crazy.
It collapse.
The video was so nuts to watch.
And now I'm traumatized because it's worse enough that when I go jogging, I have no faith in our infrastructure. So I'm always looking at my feet. It's like, what am I stepping on? You know, I'm always afraid we fall in a ditch or somewhere. I've been watching too many movies late at night. I'm sorry. It's in my head now.
We are supposed to get better air quality starting over the weekend and gradually improving, hopefully continuously. What is the first thing, Tan, you're going to do when the smoke clears?
Oh, Trish, I'm going to put on my running shoes. I'm going to run around Lake Washington, Seward Park, 9-10 miles. With mask on, of course, and it's going to be great. I'm going to run till I'm going to throw up. I'm not even joking.
Chase, what are you going to do?
You know, my favorite part of the week is I take a really long walk from where I live in Capitol Hill all the way up to the University District where Scarecrow Video is, and I rent movies from there every single week, and I really enjoy that, but I haven't been able to do that because of the smoke. So I am going to take a long walk across the city once I'm able to.
Fantastic. Chase Burns from The Stranger, thank you for joining us this week.
Of course. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Tan Vinh, always good to talk to you.
Thank you, Trish, for having me.
Hi, I'm Patricia Murphy, host of Seattle Now. Thank you for watching. If you think this work is important and want to support us, subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment, and check out KUOW.org for local news.